Welcome back to FitLab. Grab a barbell and try to hold it for 60 seconds. Your grip gives out long before your biceps do. That's not weakness. That's a training gap almost nobody fixes. Most lifters train biceps, chest, and shoulders every single week. Forearms get an afterthought set, maybe once a month. But the forearms control grip strength, and grip strength predicts something surprising: how hard you can actually pull, row, and deadlift. Weak forearms quietly cap the growth of every other muscle they're attached to. So what's actually happening inside a forearm? The forearm contains over 20 small muscles, all working together to flex, extend, and rotate the wrist and fingers. Unlike biceps, which move through one simple motion, forearms handle multiple directions of force at once. That's called multiplanar loading, meaning the muscle gets stressed from more than one angle at the same time. Researchers at McMaster University studying grip and forearm training found that this complexity is exactly why forearms respond so well to varied, high-frequency training. Because these muscles recover fast, they can be trained more often than most people realize. Isn't that the opposite of what you'd expect? Here's the deep dive. Farmers' carries load the forearm isometrically, meaning the muscle contracts without moving, holding tension under a heavy weight for time. This builds raw crushing grip strength. Wrist curls and reverse wrist curls target flexion and extension directly, building visible size in the muscle bellies. Dead hang stress grip endurance and tendon resilience at the same time. And thick grip training, using a fat bar or grip attachment, forces the forearm to work far harder just to stabilize the same load. Now for the counterintuitive part. Most people assume bigger forearms come from doing more wrist curls. But strength coach and researcher Brett Contreras has pointed out that grip-intensive compound lifts, deadlifts, rows, and farmers' carries often build more forearm size than isolation work alone. Because under heavy compound loads, the forearm has to fight for every rep, recruiting far more muscle fibers than a light wrist curl ever could. The secret isn't more isolation. It's making your grip the limiting factor on lifts you're already doing. So how do you apply this? Start every pull session by dropping the wrist straps. Let your grip actually work. Add farmers' carries twice a week, heavy enough that you can barely finish 45 seconds. Follow with 3 sets of wrist curls and reverse wrist curls for direct size. Finish with a max effort dead hang, aiming to add a few seconds each week. Because forearms recover quickly, this combination can be trained 2 to 3 times weekly without overtraining. Remember that grip test from the beginning? Picture doing it again after 8 weeks of this. The bar doesn't move in your hands anymore. Your pull feels locked in. Your rows feel heavier because your grip finally matches your back strength. That's what happens when the weakest link in the chain finally catches up to the rest of it. Bigger forearms were never really about isolation. They were about making your grip work as hard as everything else on your body already does. Train it like it matters, because apparently, it always did. If this changed how you think about grip training, subscribe to FitLab for more science-backed breakdowns every day.